Bonjour. I'm Nikki Roten.
And I'm Caleb Gregory, and here is this week's Wolverine Chronicle.
Last weekend, Operation Homefront held the first annual We Can Do It event in Midwest City.
Here's Tiara Amentine with more information about this program.
Every day, soldiers wake up willing to put their lives on the line for our freedom. Not only are they sacrificing, but their families are as well. Thousands of military families suffer from the effects of war, which include bodily injuries and death of their loved ones, as well as financial and emotional struggles. Operation Homefront is a non-profit organization that provides financial emergency to Oklahoma service members, their families, and to wounded warriors. Not only does this program contribute with finances, it assists with moving costs, food allowances, home repair, and much more. On Saturday the 15th, the organization held an event called We Can Do It. The theme was Rosie the Riveter. The event's purpose was to help families of those who are deployed to understand that they are not alone and that there are people there to help meet their needs. Even though this program was set up to meet the needs of military families, there is something you can do to help. Look around you. Many of your fellow classmates are children of soldiers who may have been wounded, are currently deployed, or are serving at this point in time. You may donate to this program by going online to operationhomefront.net or by calling 210-566-7756. Better yet, reach out a helping hand to show you care and volunteer today. For the Wolverine Chronicle, I'm Tiara Amentine.
With the school year underway, students have found themselves needing extra help after school. Their need is met by 21st Century. Here's Tatiana Piget to explain how the program works.
On September 4th, the 21st Century After School Tutoring Program kicked off. The program is really an extended 7th hour where students can come in from 2:30 to 4:30 on specific days. Wolverines could come into designated classrooms and get help in math, English, and science.
Can get additional help where the teacher can sit with you and actually focus on your particular area of need for more than 5 minutes.
Some students tend to procrastinate and get too distracted at home to finish work. All they really need is a quiet place where they can dedicate their time to their schoolwork. In this case, they can go to the library or Mrs. Corda's general homework lab on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. In fine arts, however, 21st Century has a different turn.
In the past, there really hasn't been any funding for students to participate in art projects of a simple nature, much less something that's elaborate. And when 21st Century came along, one of the things that we were able to do with students is give them experiences in art that you couldn't do in a classroom.
The after-school program is all about helping the students that need and want to learn. The students showing up want to better themselves and their education.
That they come into my classroom and they're very self-motivated and they get their work out, and it spills over to my other students who are not participants of 21st Century, and they kind of see how serious the 21st Century kids take it. And so for a lot of kids it's inspirational to them, and for some of them it's motivation.
There is no excuse not to take advantage of this opportunity. There is even free transportation provided home. So make sure to visit the Algebra 1 Math Lab on Mondays with Miss Hannah, the English Lab with Miss Reed on Mondays in room 131D, and Miss McNally on Tuesdays in room 131C. The Geometry and Algebra 2 Math Lab and Online Remediation with Mr. and Mrs. Berkey on Thursdays in the library. The Science and Biology Lab are with Miss Cox and Mr. Nelson on Tuesdays and Thursdays in room 229. Art and Culture on Tuesdays and Thursdays with Mr. Smith in room 140A. And finally, Imagination with Doc Freeman in room 239 on Mondays and Tuesdays. So don't be shy and visit these labs today. No matter who the teacher is, they will accept you.
Any student in the building can come in 7th hour or after 7th hour till 4:30 with us.
Any student in this building, any Lawton High student can join this program.
For the Wolverine Chronicles, I'm Tatiana Piget.
We'll be right back after a short commercial break.
September 21st, which happens to be today, has been declared as International Day of Peace, also known just as Peace Day. Peace Day provides an opportunity for individuals, organizations, and nations to create practical acts of peace on one set day. By creating the International Day of Peace, the UN devoted itself to worldwide peace and encouraged all of mankind to work in cooperation for this goal. Peace Day is also known and celebrated as Day of Ceasefire. This day is overall an opportunity to make peace in your own relationships and help influence the peace among bigger problems. In honor of this peaceful day, everyone is encouraged to take a personal moment of silence. Reporting for your Wolverine Chronicle, I am Kaylin Richardson.
Here's Darius Jones with this week's sports update.
Hey Wolverines! We all know that football is the main sport during the fall season, but there are other sports as well. Cross country has already begun competing in one meet this season, and the runners are hungry for some medals. Our girls volleyball season is winding down, and those seniors on the team are working on their final wins as Lady Wolverines. Also, preseason soccer practice will be underway with Coach Bradshaw coaching the ladies and the new coach for the guys. Our wrestling team also begins preseason practice under the direction of Coach Wattenberger and Coach Herrera. Last but not least, we can't forget that our football team is 3-0. Your number 4 Lawton High Wolverines look to improve their record to 4-0 this Friday in their first district battle against the Edmond Memorial Bulldogs. Be sure to show your support this Friday at Cameron Stadium as they play, and be ready to support the sports that are in preparation for their seasons, because they will be upon us rather quickly. Well, that's all I have today, so until next time, throw those L's up, Lawton High. Back to you, Nikki.
And now, your weather forecast with Destiny Flowers.
Hey, it's your girl Destiny coming to you with your weather forecast. It looks like it's going to be a high of 95 and a low of 57 on Friday, and a high of 95 and a low of 55 on Saturday, and a high of 90 and a low of 57 with chances of rain on Sunday. Hope you all have a fun and exciting weekend. That's all I have for you this week. Back to you in the studio.
On Monday the 24th, a writing test will be held for 11th grade through the 28th. Softball versus Ike, and volleyball at Mac.
Tuesday the 25th, softball versus Norman.
Thursday the 27th, softball versus Duncan, volleyball at Duncan.
On Friday the 28th, football at Choctaw.
On Saturday the 29th, volleyball tournament at Mustang.
That's all we have for you this week, Lawton High.
Au revoir.